Well, hello and welcome all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land to the Texas Special YouTube channel. And for this week's O-Gauge product review, we are going to be taking a look at this Atlas O 40-foot flat car with automobile load. This is from a lot of second-hand acquisitions, so no box, unfortunately. What you see is what you get. The car isn't in the best shape, but it could be a whole lot worse off. First thing we're going to notice is that the weight and capacity information, at least to my eye, is all correct. This is not based on a specific prototype of a flat car. This is just kind of a generalistic flat car. You have the Southern Pacific number 140041. All the lettering on this thing is nicely done. It's clearly legible. You've got the 100-ton roller bearing type trucks. Obviously the roller bearings themselves do not rotate. This is a Atlas O industrial rail model, so kind of their lower end, more budget friendly type of freight car. The thing I love about Atlas O models is even their 027 type stuff, which is what this is an 027 car, is more true to scale appearance wise and detail wise than Lionel 027 stuff is, and MTH Rail King even. You have this really nice wooden plank detailing throughout the deck of the flat car. You have the stakes along the edge of the car for to secure freight or help secure freight. And then you have these chains attached to these little hooks here and these little springs. Now the springs are kind of rusted, but they are still in good shape. The car itself, it's definitely seen better days. It looks like something that got pulled out of Grandma and Grandpa's barn after sitting in there for 50, 60 years. But it's still in good shape. It's still got all the details that it's required. This is an old Mercury. Yeah, it's an old Mercury coupe. All the stirrup steps on this car are intact, which is a plus. The car itself has a plastic body and metal operating magnetic knuckle couplers and trucks, and of course the wheels are metal as well. Looking at the B end of the car, you'll notice that the handbrake, which is supposed to be right here standing up, is missing. It's broken off. Again, these cars, this is from that lot of equipment that was not properly stored, so kind of impressed that the car held up as well as it did. There's no polling pockets on the end of the car like you would expect, but overall still a nice model. If we look at the underside, you'll see that there's an air brake piston, emergency and service valve, triple valve, air lines, and brake rigging all cast onto the bottom of the car, but there are no underframe details on the car. We go back over here to the B end for just a minute. You'll notice here you have the magnetic disc that's used to operate the coupler with a Lionel magnetic uncoupling track section or similar product. If you want to operate the coupler manually, there is a little tab here on the side of the coupler body, just like on Lionel and MTH stuff. You push down on that tab and the knuckle opens. The details on the trucks are fairly nicely done. I'm going to attempt to zoom in on them. I think that's about the best you're going to get out of this camera. As you can see, the kind of bare bones, kind of Spartan, but all the important stuff is there. You have the roller bearing journal caps. You have the prototypically correct 3 springs, and you have the frame itself, and that's basically it. There's not a whole lot of detailing that went into the trucks, unfortunately. This car is rated for 027 curvature, so there isn't any commercially available track curvature that this thing will not operate on. Given that this is rated for 027, the 072 curves on the South Texas Railroad's main track 1 should be no problem for this thing. We're going to send it around the railroad and see how it does. Something that you'll notice in a lot of these videos, I try to put whatever car I'm reviewing toward the front of the train or at the very front of the train. I do that to test out the coupler strength, because if you're new to the hobby, if you've been in the hobby for a minute, then you know sometimes these couplers, they just pop open due to weight, strain. If you're new to the hobby, a lot of times you'll encounter freight cars that for whatever reason the couplers pop open if they're under a lot of weight. So that's why I try to put these guys towards the front of a train, as close to the locomotive as I can get away with. That way it gets as much weight as possible on those couplers to verify that they actually hold and stay closed.